I want to get to Jared Blikre now for a look at some of our trending tickers today, because Jared, what a difference a week makes. We had the airline stocks plummeting last week over concerns that the Delta variant was going to crimp travel in this country, and yet they're bouncing back today.
Easy, or maybe it was hard to select. It was hard to select our group of stocks today because there's so much going on. But I'm starting with the airlines, and I want to go to the Wi-Fi Interactive. We have Airbnb. Now, that's not an airline, but we're talking about the reopening trade and the travel stocks. Airbnb up 9%, clearing some resistance here, looking pretty good technically. You can see over the last year, hasn't really done too much, still in the lower end of its range, but I consider this a beginning step. And let's change this to a 2-day view because it gets even more impressive. You can see Airbnb up 11% there, booking up nearly 8%, along with United Airlines, American, each up over 7%. So altogether, this is shaping up to be a good start to the week for the reopening trade, and for that matter, for the value and cyclical trade as well.
All right, and you've also got your eye on Palo Alto having its best day since its IPO after its results. What's going on there?
That's right. This company is just on fire. And I'll tell you what, I think this is the third or fourth quarter in a row that they've really had some outsized results. And I'm going to sort by performance here. This is our software heat map. And you can see the top there is just crowded with all these cybersecurity names, including CrowdStrike, Okta, Splunk, VRM Group, all of those basically on the top row, somewhat cybersecurity plays. But Palo Alto Networks, let's take a longer term view of this chart. Going back a few more years. Here's a 5-year look, and you can see some sideways action here for a couple of years, but really broke out after the pandemic, or at least in the recovery part of the pandemic in the stock market, and has really surged nicely here. Also want to say that CrowdStrike, in sympathy, having a very nice day, up 9%. That stock up even more, 363% over the last 5 years. You take a look at the year-to-date, also fairly impressive, up against these levels right now. We break through, probably get some momentum here, Alexis.
All right, we like a little momentum. Speaking of which, Chinese stocks seem to be getting some momentum. Those that are listed here in the U.S., what's changed there? I mean, has news been coming out of China regarding regulation with big tech, or why the change?
Well, this morning and yesterday, it's two groups of earnings. First, JD.com really just killed it yesterday, and you can see it's up 13% today, 13.75%. But you look at the year to date. Actually, let's look at a 6-month chart. Most of these stocks peaked in March or February, and we can see still down 22%. That's not too bad. You take a look at Pinduoduo. That stock is up almost 20% today, still down 46% over the last 6 months. But these earnings reports really knocked it out of their park. I don't think I'm going to call the all clear on China. I'm not sure if I ever can, given the regulatory regime there, but I want to draw everybody's attention to KWEB. This is an ETF that I just bought on the open this morning, and it's simply a short-term punt here in a long because it's so oversold. You go to the weekly chart, not shown. It's only been this oversold once, and so I would hold this for a swing trade, maybe a few days or weeks, but definitely not a long-term play. But you look at some of the other groups in this space. New Oriental Education, the government there really cracking down on educational companies, down 88% over the last 6 months. So some impressive numbers here on a percentage basis, but when you put them in context, not necessarily so. One final note on Pinduoduo. They announced that they had given $1.5 billion of their profits to a charity for farmers in China. And I think that's going to be the case that it's going to be going forward. The optics are right on this, and it means for the shareholders, they're not going to get as many profits. They're not, but this is how they're dealing with the Chinese government. So I see more of this going forward.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense. All right, before we let you go, got to talk about these meme stocks because they're popping today. I just took a quick look. Robinhood, GameStop, a Naked Brand, all higher, some by double digits.
Yeah, it's impressive today. So hot money flows definitely going into meme stocks. You take a look at GameStop. Now, I scheduled a tweet where I mentioned your name, Alexis, at 1 p.m. It was scheduled for 1:50. It went out. But in the meantime, this stock had already surged. So it was at 6% when I scheduled that tweet, and now it's at 16%. So some impressive moves in the meme stocks. Before I go, Alexis, I just want to show you one thing. This is our Yahoo Finance trending tickers. And the top one, Airbnb, we hit that. Palo Alto Networks, yes. CrowdStrike, yes. JD.com, Pinduoduo, Naked Brand Group. Well, I didn't get to that, but I did do the meme stocks. Anyway, the people have spoken. And Alexis, I think we've done our job here.
I think we have, yes. I like how you put my name in the tweet. We're thinking that's why those stocks went up. All right, Jared, thanks so much. Another note on Airbnb, I don't think we mentioned there, but Airbnb announcing today it's going to house at least 20,000 Afghan refugees in some of its rental homes. So nice to see the effort coming from the private sector there as well.